What's up, everybody? This is Kalen from White Glove Models, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing things a little bit different because we got pack 2 in from Agora Models for the Battleship Bismarck. So for those of you that know, we are doing things a little bit differently on my channel. I am updating and repainting a lot of the different parts. So with pack 2, we've got a bunch of new parts to come in. I've already worked on the hull a little bit, but I do have to do the rest of the gray parts and some of the darker black or gunmetal looking parts. So we'll be doing that kind of on the Patreon channel. You guys can head over there to check that out if you're interested in becoming a patron. It only costs $1. Also with Buy Me a Coffee, you can also become a member for only $1 and check out all the upgrades happening to the Bismarck pretty much as they're happening now, because once I get done with filming those, I'll throw them onto that channel. I also am skipping the hull sections as we go along, and we'll be coming back and doing the hull sections later. So if for some reason you see in the build series there's a number missing, that's because it's a hull section, and that hull section will be done at a later time, probably pretty soon here. So we'll see as I'm getting more and more packs in. We're already up. I already have pack 4 sitting behind me, so I have 3 and 4 to do as well. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys kind of how I keep things organized for when I'm painting these and all that, just so you can kind of get a little behind the scenes peek at what is happening with the Bismarck and how I keep things organized. So let's head to the workbench and I'll show you what's going on. Here is pack 2. Off to the side here, everything is off to the side. So there's a total of 12 little packages kind of like this. And what I've been doing just to try to keep organized, because as you know, I'm repainting everything, and everything is kind of getting reworked, so to speak. Basically, I'll just take everything out of the box and put the number on this little package so I know which one they are, and usually I do that right when I receive the kit. That way it just makes things a little more organized and easier for me to find the particular part that I'm looking for. Then what I do, I'll set this off to the side over here, is I number little strips of tape, and I can actually flip this whole image over when I'm coming back to do it. And here I have the tackle boxes that I've been putting all the parts in. You guys have seen these in several different videos. So basically what I will end up doing, as you can see there, is I was using different labels, but I'm just going to go ahead and use tape for it from here on out. And I'll label each bin and then put the part in for that particular label or that stage of the build. And so I actually ran out of these, and I plan on ordering a few more because I really love these little mag reels. You can get these at Walmart as well. They have different brands and pretty inexpensive way to store everything. What I do have, because out in my shop, I like to keep things organized out there as well. I like different parts and nuts and bolts and stuff like that. But I have a whole bunch of these, and I had some extras, so I figured why not use this for now, and I can just store the different parts in here. It doesn't have a very like smooth base, so hopefully the tape will still stick. But essentially what I do then is just I'm going to leave these front bins open for various parts, maybe parts of the hull or whatnot, and just taking my tape off here, and there we go. So typically most parts will fit into one bin. Occasionally you have to take out a divider. On this particular one, it's a little different than the mag reels ones, but I can fit parts in this way, which will make sense. I'm gonna mute this section just because it's pretty loud and obnoxious, but I'll go ahead and open this up. And that's something too that I've always been sure to make sure that nothing sticks to this part, because that static electricity a lot of times will cause stuff to stick. And also another interesting thing that I've noticed is sometimes these are on the underside on different packages. So it's not, they might be loose somewhere else. So then the screws actually are, I don't see labels on these screws, which usually there is a label on it. So for the meantime, I'm just going to put them in there. And then these guys are actually little rods, they're not screws. And then just put all my parts into the labeled section. And on this particular package, we don't have anything to paint, so I can go ahead and put this one together. So this is just your little information packet that you get with it. Just tells you basically it's not suitable for kids, it's not a toy, and don't eat it, stuff like that. So that can go in the bin. And then moving on, we have part 10, which I'll show you right here, has a few longer pieces in it. So let me grab some tweezers to make my life easier. So moving on, I'll just go ahead and reserve this space for kit 10 or part 10, whatever they call it. Get that opened up. So as you can see, moving forward with part 11, it's obviously this is a section to create and rest the hull on. It's part of the base for the hull, and it also has a hull section in it. I am putting these off to the side and putting them back into a different box because we will be doing a hull video separately for the channel, and you guys will get to see that here pretty soon. So then moving on, we've got jumped ahead of myself. We have part 12. So I'll go ahead and grab my sticker for that and basically just keep doing this all the way through until I have all of the parts into their little bins. Sometimes you'll run into a package like this. So it has part of the hull and then the brackets for it, but then it has a random sprue piece in here, and this is one that needs to be painted. So what I'll do is I'll just open this up, take that part out, put it in here, and the rest of these pieces can stay in the package for now and go into the hull box. I accidentally skipped 14. So I'll go ahead and make a space for it. It is going to bug me that it's not in order, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to have to change all this. But anyways, you guys get the idea, and I'll just finish up and show you the final product. Then the last one here, number 20, is another whole plate. And then for as far as the screws go, the screws, I have the little cosmetic containers that you guys have seen me putting those in right here. So they're all labeled as well. But basically this is what I do to kind of keep everything organized, and so it makes sense for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little extra segment. Just kind of showcasing what I do. So here we have all 4 of the totes labeled up, and all the parts are in there. It's not necessarily pack 1, 2, 3, and 4, but there are packs 1, 2, 3, and 4 in these, but they are basically from stage 1 all the way up to, I think it's stage 44 is where we are at. And then basically when it comes to any of the hull sections, I usually just throw these into another box to keep them safe until I'm ready to use them. And as far as the deck sections, we'll open this drawer up. And this is kind of where I keep all of my works in progress, things like that. And we, of course, have the decks here, which I've already done some work on. And so with the deck sections, the new deck sections that I got with pack 3 and 4, I will be doing the same treatment to them and weathering up the decks and actually getting them to the color that I like, and so that they look a little bit more like the decks on the Bismarck. So basically this was just a quick behind the scenes look at what is happening with the Bismarck and all the different things I'm doing to it to kind of clean it up and repaint it and make it more of the Battleship Bismarck that I want to see when it's all finished and done. So the next step would be all of the gray parts, and basically any plastic parts will be getting cleaned and painted, primed up and painted, and then any metal parts that I feel need to be filed or sanded down and then primered and painted, those will get done up as well. And you can always view that on the Patreon channel as well as Buy Me a Coffee. So if you're a patron or Buy Me a Coffee member, it's just $1 to become a member, and then you can see all that behind the scenes content along with simple things like this as well that I do that I don't typically show on the general channel. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. But other than that, I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.